favorite five. My favorite five. My favorite five. My favorite five. Okay, let's do it. My favorite five. So, this is an open tag, My Favorite Five, by Jim over at Hunting, Fishing, Praying. My buddy, my friend, my brother in Christ, your guys' buddy, friend, favorite YouTuber, brother in Christ. Man, what an open tag, right? This is his first one, and he has rocked the knife community with it. It is great. Amazing. I'm super stoked. I'm super happy. Not going the sentimental route. If I were to pick one that was given or traded or bought from any of my new friends on the YouTube Knife Community Network, then there's no way that I could pick, you know. I love them all, and I would never want to let them go. So these five knives are your favorite knives, and if you had to start your collection all over again, which five would you want to keep and not have to start over again, and why? I'm not going to go the sentimental route and pick a whole bunch that my family gave me, because let me tell you, as I was driving after dropping off the kiddo at daycare, I was thinking about this open tag and thinking about all the knives that my family has given me, and man, I shed some tears. I cried because there's gonna be family members that, you know, are getting older and we might lose them. Can't lose anybody. I love them all. There's gonna be youngsters that have proven to become respectable grown-ups. I love them all. There's going to be family members that have been with me since childhood and we've grown up together. I love them all. My aunts, my uncles, my cousins, my friends, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my kids, my wife. Oh my gosh. I cried, man. I really did, because just the thought of losing them, or even my friends that I've just recently met in the YouTube community. And I could tell you, I actually have friends from outside of the YouTube community going way back that have gifted me blades. Man, and I'll show that to you. I don't think I've shown you some of those things. So there's plenty of mountain and jar to come, guys. All right. So what I did was I chose these five knives based on the fact of how they led me to become who I am now, and the direction, the standards, and probably my my compulsion or addiction to knives. And I do have an addictive personality. I don't know where I got it from, but I do. That's for another day, another story. But I'll tell you that I've been clean and sober for 18 beautiful, wonderful years. And, it took a long time for me and my wife to get to the point to where we are. And that's why I have so many knives, is because it took a long time to get here. I didn't just like all of a sudden, bam. So let me show you the direction that I'm thinking. All right. Big knives, folding knives. If you all have ever thought of a purpose for a knife and went looking for a knife that served that purpose, that's what this knife is. It's the Boker Fieldmaster in D2 steel. Boker Plus Fieldmaster in D2 steel with G10 stonewash, liner lock, brass, bearings, torque screws. This is a point in my life where I didn't have as much money as I do now. There was certain circumstances I could have had as much money, but I chose not to for a couple different reasons. And that makes this knife very important to me because I did not give in. So it took me about a month and a half. And these type of things stick out in your head, right? You do not forget how long determination and perseverance and maybe even sometimes some compulsion takes to find something that you really think is it. And by all means, this is it. This Fieldmaster is what I hold as the golden standard for when I look for big knives. If I buy a Spyderco, like the Bodacious, or I buy a ZT, I still hold them against this Fieldmaster, which I believe this was about $75. So at that time, you know, I had to make my $75 last, right? It had to fit in the pocket, in and out of the pocket with ease, not too heavy, not too light, durable, sharp as all get out, withstand some torture, hold an edge, and be fun. That's that one. Never let that one go. This is an old Kershaw Leek that my wife and the kids got me. Now, I said that I wouldn't throw in here a sentimental one, but this has been here with me through my years of sobriety and on, you know. It's been used. I love it. Assisted opening. It was super awesome. When I was in nursing school and as a new nurse, I carried it until somebody cried and said, "Joseph's got a knife." And then my boss bought me shears and told me to put my knife away. But this has definitely been with me throughout the years. So it's at least 18 years old. And it's awesome. I can honestly say that time in my life, I didn't have another knife. This was the one. I had one knife. For whatever reason, you know, some were locked up back home and I was living out here, or, you know, maybe I lost a few in transition. For whatever reason, I only had this one. And it did everything that I needed it to do. And probably still could. Now, when my taste changed and I started looking into case knives, I'm not going to go with the first case knife that I bought, although that one is a pretty bad mamma jamma. I'm going to go with this knife. A jackknife from the 80s, I believe. Hear that? See that edge? Listen to that snap. Dog leg jack. Beautiful red bone. This is my standard for case knives. If I buy a case knife, I want it to hold up to this. And I know, they're not going to. A lot of the times they aren't. But I can hope, and I can look for vintage knives in the same era with the same qualities. So this helps define me. This helps define who JC Mountain Ajar is in 5 knives. 5 knives that I'll never give up because they define me. Who I am. Where I was, or who I was, and where I'm going, and who I'm going to be. This is a buck, 110, drop point, nickel silver bolsters, in S30V Bossy treat. I've had hunting knives before. I've never had a hunting knife like this before, because my previous hunting knives, I either had to carry 2 or 3 or stop and sharpen a couple times to get through the entire carcass, to get through, geez, you know what, I could possibly sometimes get through skinning it, but I couldn't butcher it in the same day with the same knife without sharpening it or switching it out. 2 animals I've dropped, I've field dressed and broken down entirely with just this hunting knife. I don't know if I'll ever take another hunting knife out again, you know? So that defines me. I found something because I went to the Buck website and I built this. You know, I could have chosen the brass bolsters. I could have chosen the clip. I could have chosen, 420. But this is what I wanted. This is how I built it. And oh my gosh, that defines my hunting knife. Now each one of these is super, super sharp. So I'm going to close them up. This also defines me. This is a sack. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-layer sack, an older model. I just need a pen or a little fire rod. But this was one of my, no, this was the first that I took the scales off, or covers, put my own covers and cleaned it up. And boy, oh boy, does that blue and that stainless steel just pop. I cleaned it up on video for you all. I put it together, but I crimped it too tight and I kind of ruined it. But I still love it. I still show it. I still use it, because what I told myself was that if you're using your knife and you're proud of your knife, even if it has blemishes, it's a great knife. So it defines me. Because I kind of like, I'm not a real great modifier. So something simple like that, I consider a modification. I can be proud and say I'm part of the boys that modifies my stuff. So that's a modified type of knife. Plus, if you had to take it in, if you had to go anywhere, this does a whole lot in a little package, right? Those are my 5 knives. Now here are my other knives that made the list in addition to the 5. My Leatherman from 1995. This was given to me by my stepdad, and the story is a little sentimental, but what I'm trying to get here is how it defines me is the fact that I still have it. Right? Despite all the transitions in my life, and boy oh boy, the stories that I could tell you. Let's see. I'm not that great of a math whiz. 2025 minus 1995 is 30, huh? So it is my oldest kept knife, being that it's 30 years old. I just cleaned it up the other day. You can whip it out. So that's why I'm proud of it, is because throughout all the craziness in my life, I still have it. And it's still in great shape. And that blade's still good. I broke it out like a couple months ago when I was on a roof. And I knew that if I went up on the roof, I wasn't coming back down. So I figured I'd take a tool that, you know, had everything, multi-tool. And the stuff that I was doing with it scraped up the blade pretty bad. But the blade is sharp as all get out. All these blades are gonna cut. They're all gonna cut pretty darn well. This knife here is the knife that I've chosen to be the dad knife. When my kids have to fight over dad's knife, this is the knife that they're gonna fight over. I can open it with my right, I can open it with my left. Look at the steel on that sucker. CPM 20 CV. Holy smokes. Old school and new school in one package. There's some patina that you see, because I do carry this 75% of the time. If you were to stick your hand in my pocket, this is what you would feel and find and pull out. Don't stick your hand in my pocket. But I'm saying, if you did, if I was down and I couldn't keep you from putting your hand in my pocket, that's the dad knife that I'm going to be known to have on me all the time. I think that I would like to probably show you guys my family knives at some point. I don't think that I can ever show you all my friend knives, because there's a lot of you guys, and you guys have sometimes given me multiple knives. I will even tell you guys that we could probably say there are knives like these GECs that I can say define me, because I had to work hard and I had to come up with a plan in order to get this knife. I think 18 minutes is a really long time for a video for me. If you guys stayed with me this far, I appreciate you. Love you guys. Mount a jar.